Okay, hi again everyone. We're on our statistics class notes now on page 39. We're getting to section 3.4. So in section 3.4, we want to look back at what we did for our summaries for symmetric distributions, where we use the mean for the center or typical value of a symmetric distribution and the standard deviation to represent the horizontal spread. And then in section 3.3, where we use the median to represent the typical value or the center of a skewed distribution, and the IQR or the interquartile range to represent the horizontal spread. And we want to think about how to compare these guys. So what are the appropriate measures? Well, I just said it, but always we have to remember that when we're dealing with numerical data, the first thing we want to do to describe is three characteristics, right? After we get our graph, either a dot plot or a histogram, and maybe a stem plot, but not very often, mostly dot plot and histogram. We want to describe it as shape, center, and spread. And for shape, biggest thing is symmetric or skewed. We also want to say how many modes it has, if it's unimodal, bimodal, or multimodal, and if there's any outliers. And then we want to figure out which center to use, the mean or the median, and which measure of spread to use, the standard deviation or the IQR. So how do we choose the measure? I'm just kind of hammering this home. It seems like I'm beating a dead horse, but I'm hammering it home for you guys. We got to be careful and do this right. The primary goal is to choose a pair of measures that is best suited for the data, which depends on shape. So we always begin with a picture, right? If it's symmetric, we use the mean for the center and the standard deviation for the spread. If it's skewed, we use the median for the center and the IQR for the spread. As a kind of a thought experiment here, in example 44, let's say we had data on the lengths in minutes of 100 songs on an iPod. Okay, actually this was in StatCrunch. I just thought it was a cool data set. So what shape do you expect the distribution to have? Well, I would hope everybody would think right skewed, right? Now, I didn't write the explanation, but most songs, right, if you're thinking about it, most songs 2, 3, maybe 4 minutes. Every once in a while I get a really long song. You know, I happen to like Meatloaf, and Meatloaf likes to do 8, 9-minute songs. I don't even know who Meatloaf is. But so there will be some really long songs. There will be most songs between 2 to 4 minutes. There might be some really short songs if you have a jingle or two on there, like a commercial jingle or something. But that would mean it would be look right skewed. So if we have a skewed distribution, what measure should we use for this shape? Well, we want to use a median and IQR. The median to represent the center or the typical value, and the IQR or interquartile range to represent the horizontal spread. So continuing on the next page, page 40, because this is this page 40? Sorry, let me check. Yes, page 40. So continuing on to this page, because it's the same example, I want to keep the same example going. This is actually a histogram of that data I found in StatCrunch. You can definitely see it's right skewed like we guessed. So the median is a better measure for the typical value than the mean is. The mean will be pulled to the right because it's pulled to the skewed side or an outlier side. So does that fit with our expectation? Yes, it does. And which is higher in this case, the median or the mean? Well, the mean is higher because it's pulled towards the skewedness. So the distribution is skewed right. The mean is going to be pulled to the right.